Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim wa ba'di. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praises belong to Allah Azza wa Jalla, the most gracious, the most merciful, He who has enabled us to be alive. We pray that He bestows His peace and blessings onto our beloved Prophet Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I urge my soul and yours to be conscious of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and to follow the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam upon the understanding of his beloved companions and the Salafus Salih. On top of the Salafus Salih are the Sahaba, is the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the Sahaba. Now, today we're going to have a reminder. Today is a reminder from one of our beloved sheikhs. He's called Shk Abdul-Aziz bin Abdillaahi bin Baaz. He's one of the muftis of Saudi Arabia. In fact, he's the second mufti of Saudi Arabia since the beginning of the muftiship. The first mufti is called Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Shaykh, and then the second mufti is this one, Abdul-Aziz bin Abdillaahi ibn Baaz. So the third mufti is the one who's current right now. He's called Abdul-Aziz bin Abdillaahi. The second mufti is Abdul-Aziz bin Abdillaahi ibn Baaz, whereas the third mufti is Abdul-Aziz bin Abdillaahi al-Shaykh. He's still alive. May Allah preserve him for us. Abdul-Aziz bin Abdillaahi bin Baaz passed away in the year 1999. He had a way he was beneficial. His benefits, as in the Ummah, benefited a lot from him during his lifetime, and surprisingly during his death, he's still beneficial. He's a benefactor to this Ummah. As a mufti, he was asked many questions pertaining to Islam, and one of those questions is this one we're going to derive from our lesson of today. This question rotates around the wails, or those mysterious sounds we hear from graveyards. This is general. It doesn't stop only in African communities, because some people think, or they claim that traditional lifestyles are only in Africa, and whatever happens or transpires in this traditional lifestyle of Africa is only limited in Africa. My friend, whatever is connected to shirki, wallahi al-azim, whatever is connected to shirki, I swear in the name of Allah, it's universal. You find it in Africa, you find it in Asia, you find it in Europe, you find it in America, both Americas, North and South. You also find it in Australia. Every country is connected in terms of shirk. Just like Tawheed, we are connected. You find the Tawheed of Africa the same as the Tawheed of Europe, the same as the Tawheed of America, the same as Tawheed of Asia and Australia. So, among those things which are connecting, for us here in Africa, we hear people claiming that their houses are near graveyards, limbos, and those people who live in those houses, late in the night, they hear sounds, they hear wails, they hear mysterious sounds coming from those graveyards. This case doesn't stop in Africa. This question was asked to Shk Ibn Baaz. He was an Arab, and it was asked to him in Arabia. The same case is also found in America. The same situation, you find it in Europe. You find it in everywhere, in every corner of the world. Our Shk Ibn Baaz, rahimahullah, Su'ila Shaykh Ibn Baaz, he was asked, يوجد رجل منزله قريب من المقبرة، وهذا الرجل يقول إنه في آخر الليل يسمع أنينا يأتي من المقابر، هل ثبت مثل هذا في التاريخ؟ A person, let's say a man built his house, or his house is next to a graveyard. وهذا الرجل يقول, and that man says, إنه في آخر الليل, late in the night, يسمع أنينا, he hears sounds, mysterious wails, as if people are crying. يأتي من المقابر, but those sounds are coming from the graveyards, from the different graves, or from a grave in the graveyard. هل ثبت مثل هذا في التاريخ? Has this ever been heard in history? Has this ever been documented anywhere in books of history in Islam? Al-Shaykh, our beloved Sheikh said, Ibn Baz, he answered, he said, Naam, it's true, it's there, it has ever happened. And he said, نقل جمع من العلماء أنه يقع ذلك. Our beloved scholars in Islam indeed taught us, they reported to us that this is a reality, it has ever occurred, and it still occurs. يسمع عذاب بعض المعذبين, whereby a person hears some of the torments, some of the punishments that are occurring to one of those people, or to those people who are in the different graves. A person can be in the grave being tormented, being punished for what happened, or for how he lived his life on earth, and Allah unveils to you, or he reveals to you just a portion of what is happening to that person in sound of audio, as in you just hear what's happening to that person. You hear him crying, you hear him wailing. نسأل الله العافية. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مر على قبرين. Our Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم passed by two graves. فسمع عذابهما, and he heard the people in the graves being punished. He heard the torments in the graves. وأخبر الناس بذلك عليه الصلاة والسلام, and the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم told his beloved companions of what he has heard. وقال, he said, أما أحدهما فكان يمشي بالنميمة. The other one was a rumor monger. Of the two graves, one of them was a rumor monger. He was very good in rumors. And then he said, وأما الآخر, whereas for the last, فكان لا يستتر من البول. He never used to control his urine. Whenever he was going to urinate, he never controlled his urine. There was contact between urine and his body. There was no way he could get rid of the urine contacting his body. Now look at what is happening to him. Nas'alullah al-afiyah. If the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had those two, which means it's still possible, there's still a possibility of us hearing what's happening to the graves of our beloved ones, or of our neighboring occupants of the graveyard. وحدثني بعض الناس من نحو 40 سنة. Ibn Baz says, one of my friends, or someone, narrated to me, نحو 40 سنة. It's close to 40 years since I got this narration, since that person narrated to me, close to 40 years. أنه زار عمة له في المقبرة, that he went to the graveyard and visited his auntie who was buried sometime. فسمع صياحا في قبرها, and he had wails, he had cries from her grave. وقد مضى عليها مدة طويلة من الموت, and yet she was buried long time ago. Since she died, it took it was a long time since she died, and he also took some time. He took time to go there, and he had wails from her grave. وقد أخبره الناس بذلك فذهب ليتحقق الحقيقة. People had already narrated to him what happened, and so he had to go there and confirm by himself. People kept on communicating to him. People kept on telling him Whatever we hear from your auntie's grave, we don't understand it. We hear a person crying, we hear a person wailing. Why don't you go and see your auntie? And so he also had no option but to go and see what's happening there. فَسَمِعَ مَا سَمِعَ النَّاسِ. He heard what people were hearing. نسأل الله العافية. وقد ذكر ابن رجب في أهوال القبور جملة من هذه الأشياء ووقائع. Ibn Rajab, rahimahullah, he's one of our beloved scholars. He taught us and he showed us one of the realities or one of the occurrences that occur in the grave, and he told us that one of them is this sound or these wails or these cryings we hear from the graves. Nam, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Yuri Allahu ibadahu al-ibara. When you hear this, just know that Allah wants to show you a lesson to learn from. حين يطلع بعض الناس على هذه الأشياء من باب التذكير, whereby when Allah does this, He wants to show you a lesson for you to learn from what's happening to those people who are in the grave. ومن باب التحذير, and Allah does that in a way of trying to restrain you from doing haram, because what's making these people suffer in the grave is engaging in haram. لِيَعْتَبِرُوا وَيَتَذَكَّرُوا نَسْأَلُ اللَّهَ السَّلَامَةَ. So people, whenever you hear anything suspicious, you hear any suspicious crying or any suspicious wailing from the grave, please, my brother or sister, it doesn't need you to go and engage into shirk. That maybe these people want me to sacrifice. Maybe these people want me to do an offering. Maybe these people want me to do this. Maybe let me go and do this. No. Just get a lesson that those people are already suffering the consequences of their actions they did in the earth. These words, you'll find them in the book called Fatawa Nurin ala Darbi, the 16th volume, number 14. This was a program in Saudi Arabia. I don't know whether it's still there. It's called Nurun ala Darbi. It's a program for Islamic lectures and answering questions, whereby they invite different sheikhs and those sheikhs teach us, and they also answer questions in case there are questions there. They managed to compile a book or books from the lessons our sheikhs taught us, and this is one of the books called Fatawa Nurin ala Darbi, whereby our beloved Sheikh Ibn Baaz managed to benefit us with from his lesson, bi'idhnillah. So my dear brothers and sisters, first of all, stay away from haram. It's going to throw you into danger. Secondly, keep on supplicating to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to save you from the torments of the grave. One of the du'as we pray in our 5 daily prayers, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min adhabil qabri wa min adhabi jahannam wa min fitnatil mahya wal mamat wa min sharri fitnatil masihi dajjal. That dua, it's so vital. The other dua when we are going to sleep, Allahumma qini adhabaka yawma tab'athu ibadaka, and others. My dear brothers and sisters, keep on supplicating. The life in the hereafter, the life in the grave is not easy. And thirdly, what I'm urging you, the first thing I've urged you is to keep away from haram. Second thing is to keep on supplicating. Thirdly, whenever you hear mysterious sounds or wails or cries from the grave, please don't be superstitious. Just pray to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to save you from what those people are already suffering from. Those people who are in the graves you have heard those sounds from or coming from. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. May Allah make this beneficial to us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.